Hey, hey, hey. We are back. We are back. Be fucking for real. I am Miss Megan Liana. This is the home of Unfiltered Takes and Unapologetic Truths. And you know we about to get into some shit. You know why? Because it's always some fuckery going on. So when it's always some fuckery, y'all know we gotta chime in on it. And we just, about to get right into it. Where I gotta start is the irritation station. And the first thing that had me irritated this week was the fact that there's a new ride along movie coming out. Yes, I'm pissed because why? We don't need one. Like, here's my thing. Okay, so Ride Along came out like 20 years ago. Like, that's when the first one came out, which, is cool. Then they had a sequel, which was great. We don't need a third one. And what irritates me the most is Hollywood. For me, that's lazy, right? I feel like, especially Ice Cube. Shout out to my cousin. She up here. Hey. Um, Ice Cube, I feel like Ice Cube has a thing with sequels where he just cannot let it go. Like for years, he's been talking about doing another Friday film, right? Which, okay, it could have possibly worked. I honestly was against it when he first started talking. Like after Tiny Lester died, after Pops died. Like to me, there is no reason to do another Friday. It doesn't make sense, right? And it's kind of like since he can't do another Friday, he's doing another ride along. And this time the plot is like with his grandkids, which was kind of the plot that he wanted to do for what was it, next Friday? Like it just gets to the point where we have to create new classics. And now, I think now more than ever, Hollywood is big on recycling the wheel, right? Like I had to make a list because I was like, I feel like it's been a lot of remakes this year, right? And so not even this year, just like the last 2-3 years. Another one that Cube is talking about doing is 22 Jump Street, but they're going to call it 24 Jump Street. Another one that's about to come out, Grown Ups 3. That's another movie that was out when I was like a preteen. Then we have Devil Wears Prada 2 that just came out. The only like sequel that I feel I was going to support regardless was a new Scary Movie film. And that's the thing, like Scary Movie, that was like a reclaiming of legacy, a reclaiming of film, right? Because if you don't know what happened with Scary Movie, Harvey Weinstein, yes, the one that's in jail now, his production company stole Scary Movie, right? So it kind of made sense for the Wayans to be like, yo, we got our movie back. Let's do another one. But even exactly, no need for Grown Ups 3. Then there's another girls trip that's coming out, Princess Diaries 3, Ocean's 14. George Clooney said that the budget has been approved. We have Toy Story 5 is about to come out. Shrek 5. It's been 15 years since the last Shrek. I don't understand how much a ogre can go through to where we need a part 5. It just doesn't add up. And I guess I'm harder on Ice Cube because I feel like Ice Cube has like created some amazing classics. Like and he's done amazing movies. Like Ice Cube was that guy where if he did a movie, you'd watch it because he had like the magic touch and lazy writing. I feel like it's lazy writing, but I feel like it's also lazy creativity. It's like picking at low hanging fruit. Nobody is coming up with new ideas in Hollywood. And what's even more annoying when you think about how Hollywood is going full AI production, how they're getting rid of a lot of writers and just a lot of roles, it's like we're just gonna recreate things that were already done because they think it's gonna go through. Like, to me, it doesn't make sense, and it's kind of to the point where I'm gonna protest these movies and I'm gonna talk shit about them because it genuinely doesn't make sense. And especially with Ice Cube, it just feels like he could do so much better, but instead, he's going after another Are We There Yet? And I'm over it. But only time will tell, because I think a lot of times too, a movie can get the green light for it. And then after it gets the green light, then when it comes to, budget and the right actors and all that other stuff, and even just the writing, if it doesn't always land. So I'm not wishing him bad, but because I'm wishing him better, I'm going to hope that this movie doesn't go through. Another thing that happened this week, the trans community has some new allies. So rapper YG, he released his new album, Gentleman's Club. And in that album, there's a song about a guy that takes like a trans woman home, and she reveals it when they're there. And I'm going to play the record too. And then uh, Ray J always feels the need to like say some shocking shit. And I feel like his stories are real, and he just goes for it because like it's gonna get anything he says that's wild and crazy, he knows he'll go viral for it. And I think that his love for virality has overpowered the fact that he is Ray J Norwood. Maybe it's because he doesn't like being known as Brandy's little brother. I don't know. But I feel like Ray J comes from a part of like, I don't want to say Hollywood royalty, but he comes from like a royal family of R&B. So the fact that he does the shenanigans, it doesn't make sense. But I'm going to play the clip of YG's song, and then I'm going to play Ray J's video, and then I'm going to chime in because we got some shit we need to be fucking for real about with.
Kissing and touching, kissing and touching. 3 in the morning, so Chris was rushing. Chris pulled his pants down, she was blushing. She was rubbing on his woody. He like, is it creamy, is it pudding? Off with her clothes, he was pulling.
It's the pause for me. The dramatic effect. I don't get it. That sound is a little extra. We're gonna get into that. Here's Ray J's
I
clip.
mean, I almost fucked this trans. Oh, cause I got a lot of trans friends, but I almost fucked one. But luckily,
What you mean almost, gang?
but luckily, I stuck my finger in her pussy, and then it felt like a little what's that thing called? The catastrophic, like the little shit that you can't have babies with.
No, I don't know nothing about that.
So her
man.
wall was like this. So then I got up out of it because I'm like, nah, I was fucking this bitch earlier. Her pussy was way deeper. So I turned it down. Come to find out, she was a man.
So I guess she just tucked that bit. Well, he just tucked that bit.
She got her shit cut off like 13 years ago, so it was already a pussy.
It's the way they're looking at him telling the story. Okay, so here's my thing, right? What I don't like, what I didn't like about YG's song was the end, right? Like where and this isn't his story. He's telling the story of a character named Chris. But here's my thing, right? The violence at the end, I didn't like that because I think that there's enough trans violence going on as it is. And so knowing there's enough like trans violence, it's like to depict that in a song is a little off to me. And it's a little off because I genuinely don't think that there is any man that is really fooled by a trans woman. Like, I have known plenty homies where they could spot it. And when I say it, I mean the manly features, whether it's the hands, whether it's the feet. Sometimes they still have their Adam's apple, and like you could just tell. I mean, I can tell. I've personally never been fooled. But I say all that to say, I don't think that because I don't think that it's that big of a secret. I think it's more like forced denial, right? But on top of that, I feel that men should really live in their truths. Like, it's Pride Month, okay? We got 7 days left of Pride. Be you. Be you. Because I think that the denial is what leads to, the violence, and that violence that you heard in YG's song. And no, I didn't listen to the whole thing. I really didn't need to listen to the whole thing. I heard that part and I was like, I don't feel why I need to listen to it. But I really feel that men that are attracted to trans women really need to just live in their truth, because come up out the closet. That's just come out. Like, I feel like everybody has their preference. You're entitled to your preference. But just because you're entitled to your preference, it doesn't mean that you have to drag women down who may not want to partake or accept your, preference. But two, there's too many men live in the live on the DL. It's way too many. And I think that more men should just live their truth. Like, I feel like, because on top of Ray J's video, there was another video where he talked about actually sleeping with a trans woman and did not know and found out after the fact that she was a trans woman. Again, that's bullshit. He literally was just in a video saying he has a lot of trans friends. You can't be around a lot of trans women and not know. You can't. I'm not believing that. Be fucking for real. But it's a problem because when you have to live in secret, that's, I think, too, when the situation boils over and when it leads to violent situations. Like, you hear a lot of stories that I've heard about trans women who were like murdered were by men they were sleeping with and didn't want the truth to come out. And again, don't hide it. If that's what you like, that's what you like. It reminds me of when Malik Yoba had said that he was attracted to trans women. He has not been able to live the ridicule down, right? Even Darius McCray, Eddie Winslow, when he, I don't want to say he came out with Sydney Starr, but he kissed Sydney Starr, who's the known, she's a well-known trans woman. But when he kissed her and was doing OnlyFans or some type of, I don't know if it was OnlyFans, but it was some type of content with her, he was ridiculed for that. My whole thing is, I'd rather know what you like. Like, do you? Does that mean I'ma fuck with you? No, because I feel like there are certain itches that one may have that needs to be scratched. And it's like, I already got to worry about heterosexual men cheating on me. I cannot worry about a bisexual man cheating on me with a trans and whatever else comes in between. Like, no shade, no tea. That's just not something I want to partake in. And it doesn't make me transphobic. It just means I like what I like while you like what you like. And I think that more men, whether it's YG or Ray J, they need to just be fucking for real about their preference because it's 2026, baby. It's okay to just be you and do you. Now, there is one person that is doing them and they're owning their shit. And I love it. Miss Daphne Joy. Okay. One thing about me, I love a proud hoe. Okay. I love a proud hoe that genuinely can own her shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, prostitution is the oldest profession they're known to man. Okay. Okay, so y'all know I'm a history buff, I'm a documentary buff, right? The town of Pompeii, the town that was burned down by like the volcano, they had a very large prostitution population. Like the town of Pompeii was a town of prostitution. Okay. Like literally if when you do when they excavated, I hope I said that right, Pompeii, and they found a history of brothels. This is ancient times. Okay, so I'm not gonna judge somebody that chooses to partake in a profession that's been around, forever. And Daphne Joy recently got a sex tape released, right? Backstory, okay, yeah, let's go back. So this is 50 Cent's baby mama, Daphne Joy. And on top of being 50 Cent's baby mama, she was one of Diddy's freak off girls, right? When she was on trial, so she was actually one of the victims. There were two victims, Daphne Joy and Cassie. Daphne Joy was a victim, and so she said, okay. I I think that it was, when you think back on her testimony, I feel like it was one of those things where she really wanted him to love her and choose her, and she would have did anything for that affection and attention, and it didn't work. She was never the main. But I digress. So recently, well, like 2 weeks ago, one of the guys that they had the freak offs with released, somehow the sex tape got released, okay? And the sex tape is of her, the male escort, and Diddy. Now, I didn't watch the whole sex tape, but I did watch some of it because I just had to see for myself. Was it true what they were saying about Diddy? And yes, he came up very, very short. Which I wasn't surprised when you kind of knew some of the testimony from freak off happenings. I can't even articulate it, but there were certain things he would say where it's like either you're gay or it's penis envy. And after seeing a clip of the sex tape, it was definitely penis envy. But I digress. So sex tape comes out, and first Daphne Joy released a statement of like shame and was like, I can't believe this is out. This person tried to extort me, but they released it anyway, right? And the shame worked, but then she literally had the post up for like a little bit and then deleted it. And then she just leaned in. And I was like, go ahead, girl. Because for one, she's had a OnlyFans this whole time. I also think it's important to remember Diddy was only paying her $10K a month. And that was literally $10,000 for her rent. Like all she was getting for all those freak offs, and she was sleeping with a lot of men and sometimes a lot of men at one time, was $10,000 a month. I genuinely hope yesterday's price is not today's price, because with the sex tape being released, she's now more popular. So she was interviewed by DJ Academics. Of course, he solicited to buy. She also just recently did an interview with Cam Newton. And again, personally, I love a proud hoe. I get it. It's not for me. I'm what they would call a L7 or a square, but I'm a businesswoman, right? Like, I don't need to sell cat to make what Daphne Joy was making per month. I'm an accountant. I got a good job. But when I think that's like my only thing. I genuinely hope with this new fame, because she said her OnlyFans is going up, like the subscriptions are going up. And of course, more men are soliciting since that video. I genuinely hope she has raised the value of her vagina. That's my only thing. Because I feel like if you're going to be a hoe, you should be a high paid hoe. Sell it for, the max you could get. And for what Diddy had her doing, 10K was a little too low. But again, I can respect more that she's kind of accepting it and leaning into it now. Do I think on some level she's a victim? I think that she has been victimized and put in positions based off like hypersexuality, right? I think that a lot of sex workers have sexual trauma, and we're not going to negate that. Like, all jokes aside, sex workers go through things, and I do feel that there's some history there with her. And again, I think that's why she like released the statement and then was like, fuck it, girl, we just gonna do this shit, because she been doing it. But yeah, more power to her. I feel Daphne Joy, she'll never get like Kim Kardashian. Excuse me. She'll never get like Kim Kardashian level capitalizing off a sex tape. But for what it's worth, I feel like she can max out right now. And at least she's gotten some new customers out of it. So go ahead, ho. You won this round. Now, I'm about to go to like the most random story. It's weird going from like hoes to missing people, but I digress. So there was a story that came out this week, and it was just super weird to me, right? So, that's Nancy Guthrie and Samantha Guthrie. Now, if you don't remember, early, and it's probably easy to not remember because the story was like here today, gone tomorrow. But Nancy Guthrie is the 84-year-old mother of the Today Show host Samantha Guthrie. Okay. Now, in February, she was kidnapped, and it was all over the news. It was, of course, it's a big deal because her daughter is on like the Today Show. So the first like 2-3 weeks of her, or maybe the first month, like you heard a lot about this story. You heard a lot about what was going on. And it was like, okay, maybe they're gonna find somebody. To me, watching it, it felt like a movie. But then all of a sudden it got quiet. There were no new suspects. There were no updates. It was like, oh, she's missing. There's a manhunt. Then it's like silent. Shout out Tia Quisha. She says this story is insane. It is. Because what makes it crazy now is that although there have been no suspects, a new lead has come out where there was a ransom note that was sent to the family 5 days after the kidnapping that said Nancy was accidentally killed and offered to return the body for $4 million. I had to sip on that. And for one, when I heard that, I was like, okay, so maybe that's why they haven't been talking about it. Because, like on TV shows and crime documentaries, when they're always like, oh, we don't want to release the facts because only the killer would know. So we couldn't say that on TV. And it's like, okay, maybe this was that, right? But where's the outcry? Like, Samantha, I had watched, she did an episode, it was either Dateline or 2020. And I don't know. I'm not gonna judge like her composure, but she seemed a little calm. Like it didn't feel like there was a sense of urgency to like find mom, right? And again, this happened in February. It's June. We have not heard anything about this missing woman. And so it's like no suspects have been arrested. There are no updates. The body has not been found, but it's like the FBI did say that these were credible ransoms and notes. And so I remember when Nancy said like she would pay the ransom. And so it's kind of like, it's just weird. Like, I feel like this is, I feel like we're literally living in like a Lifetime movie. Like, I feel like something's gonna come out, and I feel like there's all this chaos going on, like in their family on their side. But they're trickling out the details, and but honestly, I feel like everything feels like a Lifetime movie or a weird reality show. So yeah, I don't know. It's just strange. It's very, very strange. You know, another thing that is strange, and I mean he's always strange, but he was at the G7, Donald Trump, and he was acting very, very strange. So, like one of the things he was, so the G7 is the conference where all of the dignitaries meet and all that good stuff. And there were literal videos of him just doing weird shit, and it's like, the man ain't all there. He ain't okay. Like at one point, they take a group picture. He starts walking in the wrong direction when everybody else is going one way. And the French Prime Minister Macron had to like move him in the right direction. There was another video where he almost kissed Macron's wife, which was very, very strange. There was, when it came to his voice, he was very hoarse. He couldn't really, like, he was wobbling while he was talking. There were more hand bruises. And every time I think of like his hand bruising, like he has these really bad bruises, but it's like it looks like they're giving him an IV. Then, when he was talking, he was like slurring his words. There was another video where he was awarding somebody with like the Medal of Freedom, and he couldn't even clasp it. Like he couldn't close it. So he tied it around the guy's neck. And it's like, how embarrassing. Like, not embarrassing for him, but like embarrassing for us. Like, it comes a point where it's like, when is enough? And I say that because there is I think it's the 25th Amendment, where you can recall the president based off his health, right? And mind you, this man is literally seeing, like, his last visit, he had to see how many doctors? Like 14 for his last visit. No one needs to see that many doctors. Dr. Oz said he's taking cognitive tests every day. The man is sick. And when does somebody do something? Because when you think of how much has happened, even with the war, For one, a sick man with dementia or declining health, like if there's rumor has it, when he disappeared, he had another stroke. And if you even look at some of the pictures, like he has kind of like a droopy side of his face, like something's going on with his health. And a man of ill health at his capacity should not be the commander in chief. And on top of that, so I said, like last week when I was talking about the MOU and the Iran peace talks, I said Donald Trump was going to say something that was going to fuck it all up. And sure enough, he posted some shit on Truth Social, basically saying, if Iran doesn't do something, then America's going to come and burn it down. And this was literally while JD Vance and Marco Rubio were meeting in Switzerland with the officials to get this shit signed. So they literally stopped the talks and the negotiations because of what he posted on Truth Social. And then not only that, eventually they get it signed, but finally, and this just happened today. Now, this is after the MOU was signed. Finally, Congress has passed the War Powers Act. So basically, the Senate today passed a War Powers resolution, which was only 50 to 48. That is such a small majority. And it directed Trump to pull the U.S. forces out of Iran unless Congress formally authorizes military action. And it sucks it took them so fucking long to do this because Congress is technically the only people that are supposed to declare war. Like, I remember when I was a kid, and I'm gonna sound really old right now, and I don't give a damn, but I remember when I was a kid and Bush went to Congress and said he wanted to go to Iraq. I remember that because even though, he wanted to do something, he still followed the Constitution. And we have a president that does what he wants and waits to see who in Congress will go against him. Like the fact that only 2 Republicans joined Democrats to pull him from the war is crazy. I'm sorry, it was 4 Republicans that did that. So, oh wait, no, it was 2 in the Senate, and it was 4. Oh wait, no, I had it right. Yeah, 2, 4, whatever. Either way, it was more. It was enough to get it done. But that's the problem, is that there are only a small number of Republicans that are willing to cross the line to put a stop to his madness. And we spent so many billions a day on this war. We are spending more billions to end the war. And what's crazy is, like, what was the point of Doge? What was the point of cutting all of these programs if everything was just going to get spent on the war in Iran? And this is why we need to be fucking for real, that everybody from Senate to House to the executive branch, I really feel like they all gotta fucking go. Because nobody, especially Republicans, it's like Republicans don't have the balls to stand up to him, and Democrats don't have the power. And I feel like it's beyond the power of, like, the Constitution. At some point, something's got to give. Like, how much destruction needs to happen for something to finally get done and this man pulled from office? Like, his biggest thing today was that people are vandalizing the reflector pool. Like, if you, the one that costed $14 million to replace whatever was reflecting before, and they used the wrong shit, so it's peeling at the bottom. But his dementia ass really believes that somebody went in there and cut it and put a 350-foot cut in the bottom of the ocean, or not the ocean, the bottom of the pool. They have cameras. They have cameras. They have resources to really see what's going on. And this man is arresting people that are putting their hands and finding people that are putting their hands in the reflector pool, touching all the algae, or proving that there's the green algae in there. But that's his priority. And that's the problem when you have somebody that's in office, that's sick, looks like a walking corpse, most likely has stroke brain and dementia, running the country amok. I don't get it. I know, I do get it. People are pussies. And that's the problem. Excuse me. There's too much money and power that I feel is an easy grab right now with him as president, to where, people chose their side and they chose what was more important, and it damn sure wasn't their constituents. And that's the problem with America today. Well, one of the biggest problems. Who knows what's going to happen the next week? This is a never-ending soap opera. This is a never-ending saga. I always feel like when I end this show, it's like Pokemon, or like when you get like the cliffhanger and it's like, oh shit, what's going to happen next week? And the crazy thing is like, I really try to balance. Like, I try to find funny shit and non-serious shit, because there's so much serious shit that happens in like the day-to-day in politics, and even on the political side. There's so many updates and so much that goes on. It's like I could even write a story before I go live, and then boom, something that happened. But that's the good thing about research, and that's what we talk about here. We deal with facts, and we deal with unfiltered takes and unapologetic truths. And on that note, I'm gonna see y'all here next week. I've changed the day, so Tuesdays right now, it just works. Okay, so next week you guys can tune into the stream on Tuesday at 8 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. If you like this, and like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you're watching on Facebook, follow me. And if you have any opinions, talk to me. I talk back. I'm always replying to the comments. I see everything, but make sure you keep it cute, because I will block and delete. All right. On that note, I'm Miss Megan Liana. This is Be Fucking For Real, and I'm gonna see y'all next Tuesday.